Bringing it home for episode 6. Now I am 2/3 of the way through the new season of Stranger Things, and it is kicking off for sure. I'm trying to think about everything I've said so far, combined with how they constructed the first season, and I don't think they've derived from the formula that much, except smashed it to pieces and made it even grander. I don't want to say too much beyond that. I think there's a couple different ways this can work its way out, but I don't want to ruin it for you if you're not thinking that way and you're just along for the ride. So I will kindly keep those suggestions to me. Maybe do one after the whole series, and after I do roomies and movies with Luke, and see where he's sitting on the whole thing. So episode 6 kicks off right after they left off. I'm loving this, that it's right after the other. Like, this could all be strung together in one huge day, couple days. But it wakes up. Will and Hopper are now what seems to be in the hospital, but they're actually in the labs. You have Dustin and Steve teaming up to tackle the Demogorgon, or should I say Demogorgon, because they go down the cellar to take it out, and it has tunneled its way through the basement, so no idea where it is. Jonathan and Nancy are with the detective guy, and he is drunk, but he tells those two, he's like, you guys are good for each other, might as well just be something. You're welcome to stay here, crash, you can sleep separately or together, and they finally find their way to each other, which is awesome. There's a giant fucking hole at the labs. It seems that their burning is affecting Will's memory, and I don't know if that's actually they're burning off his memories or the smoke monster is kind of clouding it all. They touch on it a little bit with scans that they've done over the past weeks or couple weeks. Comes back the next morning to the detective's house. He's making breakfast and he asks how the pullout was. Best moment of the episode, because he's nervous because they did sleep together, and he's talking about the pullout couch, and he's like, oh yeah, perfect. Best moment easily. You have Lucas going to get Max for the junkyard fight. Steve and Dustin are talking about girls while walking the train tracks from season 1, where 11 was running them around in circles, but they use that to buckets full of meat towards the junkyard. Cuts to a scene of Hopper trying to communicate with 11. He's sorry for everything that went down, how it went down, and he just doesn't want 11 to be in trouble, but he realizes he's been gone for a couple days, and she probably doesn't know where he is. So, you got doctors and scientists like going over what this whole burn is doing, but they realize that they're in trouble if they don't burn. But this kid could die from it happening. Then it cuts to Will, and there's this crazy scene of him staring down a gun and like, man, he should get the gun and just start shooting people. Crazy moment. And then it cuts to the junkyard fight where they're getting this bus prepared for this Demogorgon fight that's going to go down at the night. You have them cutting back and forth between the labs and the junkyard fight now. And now the junkyard fight is going down at night. So they spring a trap, and The Demogorgon's just not coming, it's not falling for the trick. It's waiting on the outlines. Steve steps up to the plate and says, you know what, I'll take him down. I'll bring him down to size. Goes out to lure him even closer, and surprise, there's a lot fucking more. Steve makes it back to the bus safely. There's one staring him down on the top. Goes to yell at him, and like they kind of scurry off. There's fog also when these things approach, and there's attack that goes on down in the tunnel system, and the Demogorgons attack, and there's a fuckload of them, and now they're fighting up the way of the hole that's in the giant labs, and Will's telling his mom to get the hell out of there. So I've got to get back to that because I don't want to miss what happens next in episode 7. I hope you're enjoying this. I hope you're enjoying the series because it's a wild ride so far. So I'll check in with you next video.